Hello and good afternoon. This is take 2 of our discussion with Sarah. We are so sorry for the technical difficulties that we had initially on our first Facebook Live. So we thought, why not delete it?
Yeah,
we can start over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so take 2. Let's talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So tell me some interesting facts about yourself. Maybe the farthest place you've ever traveled from home?
Okay. Well, I've been to Mexico 3 times, and I'm going again in a month. So that's the farthest I've ever been.
Okay.
Yes.
What about strangest food you've ever eaten?
Frog legs. Even though they're not that strange, they taste like chicken. But and then sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything tastes like chicken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except sushi.
I hear that all the time. Okay, and what about your favorite or most interesting class in college?
I'm currently in a healthcare economics class, and I think it's super interesting, especially with the things that are going on in the world right now. So it's definitely been the most interesting class I've taken.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you watching, please type in any questions or comments you might have for Sarah, and we will get to those. And also, can you hear us okay? Since we had some problems before, we just want to make sure that you can hear us.
Yeah.
Feel free to type in a comment and let us know. Are we loud and clear? Are we good? Can you hear us now? Let us know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about where are you going to school? What college are you attending?
I go to UW Oshkosh. I'm a senior there, and I'll be graduating in May, which is super exciting.
Great.
My major is finance. So yeah.
And does Oshkosh actually have a insurance track?
Yeah, they do. They have an insurance program, but currently only have a minor and an emphasis. They're hoping to have a major in a year or so, but yeah, it's a really great program.
That's great.
Yeah.
Colleges are really getting on board with recognizing that insurance is a major player in a great place to work. So more colleges are offering insurance tracks, which is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, let's see. Why did you want to work in the insurance industry? Was it always a lifelong goal you knew from the time you were 5? Yes, I want to work in insurance.
Yes, when I was 1 year old, no. Actually, I wanted to be a police officer or in the FBI or something crazy like that. All the way until I went to college, and then the first day I was like, yeah, I can't do that.
Okay.
So I decided, right away that I wanted to do insurance because my mom she's an independent agent, so she's kind of been pushing that on me for a while. So I knew right away that's what I wanted to do.
And that's we hear about that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Family,
So
lots
common.
of families work in insurance together.
Yeah, it's very common.
And
yes.
it's great.
Yeah.
So you are on an executive board of insurance too for the college. So why don't you tell people a little bit about that?
So I am in GIS, which is Gamma Iota Sigma. It's an international club. There's tons of chapters in the U.S. It's a great way for students to learn more about insurance and what the industry has to offer. Most people think it's just sales, but we're out there to let people know that there's so many different opportunities for so many different majors. And also we get to bring an insurance company, like we brought West Bend in, we brought an actuary in the other day, and we get to teach them about it, and they get to meet people that actually do the jobs, which is super awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize the breadth of knowledge and the different opportunities there are within insurance.
Oh, for sure. There's so many.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
for so many different majors, it's great.
So when we started emailing to talk about this live, I saw on your email signature that you already have designation on your email. So you're an intern, but you have an ANS designation. So why don't you tell people what that stands for and how you accomplish that?
Okay, so the ANS is just an associate in general insurance. Doesn't really stand for the letters, but yeah. It's 3 exams, kind of like a general insurance overview exam, and then personal lines and commercial lines. I started it at my last internship because they thought it'd be a good idea to, teach people the basics of insurance before they started. And then I decided I kind of wanted to get it over with before I graduated so I could start my CPCU once I started my full-time position.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
CPCU is another designation. Takes a lot more studying.
Oh, yeah.
So CPCU, why don't you tell people what that means?
So the CPCU is the Chartered Property and Casualty Underwriter Designation. It's for really anyone, but underwriters do it the most, I think. There's 8 exams with it, 8 very hard exams. There's exams like accounting and finance and law, so it's pretty hard. And people say it's kind of like getting a master's in the insurance industry. So it's a good exam to get, and you get to go on a trip when you're done with it. This year people get to go to Hawaii, which maybe I should have done that exam first.
Yes, but I think you missed the boat on that one. Actually, they went, I think it was a few months ago that they went already. Oh. Yes, we had the most, I believe, we had the most employees participate and get their CPCU this year. I wonder if it has to do with the location.
Probably not, I'm just motivated.
Not sure.
This year.
Well, that's great. So AINS, check.
Done.
CPCU up next.
Yeah.
And we firmly believe in education here at West Bend, and we help people and provide them the textbooks and the study time, and we pay for their testing because we want people to succeed and move in further in their goals.
Right, that's awesome.
So when did you start looking for your summer internship, and how did you find it?
Well, my first internship, which I actually got when I was a freshman in college, I started pretty late because I, just like most other freshmen, didn't think it was possible to get an internship when I was a freshman. But one of my roommates did, so I was like, hey, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So my mom told me West Bend was an amazing company, and I decided to go on their website, and I found that they had an auto claims internship open. So I applied for that. I actually applied pretty late. I probably applied in December or so and got lucky and got the job. So that's pretty late. My next two I probably applied by October because they fill pretty fast. So
yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sarah Morgan is one of our recruiters, and she handles all the internships. Yeah. And she just commented, apply for summer internships in October. So we are full for internships for this year, but there's always, start looking in August, September, but October is really when we hit it hard.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you learn about the internship opportunities? Did you say your mom actually was the one who, or did you just go online and start searching?
Well, my mom actually brought up West Bend Mutual, and I was like, hey, yeah, that's in my hometown. I've heard great things just around the community because they're very involved in the community. So I just looked online and I found it, and then I kind of did the same thing with the next one too because I knew underwriting was something I wanted to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And underwriting, so not a lot of people who are not in the insurance insurance industry may know exactly what underwriters do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a loaded question, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember when I wanted, my mom said, maybe you should look into underwriting, and I was like, yeah, what's that? I remember Rob Jakes, which is the VP, he brought it up to me one time at a meet and greet, and I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. But, like, it's hard to explain. If you Google the definition of underwriting, it's foreign. You don't know what it means.
Right.
So my mom really had to, simple it down for me, but, yeah.
So what is it?
What is it?
Can you give us the simple version?
Well, it's really an underwriter's job is first to identify different risks, what they are. Then decide, select which ones they want to take on. So, your company gives you set guidelines, so you work within those guidelines and select the risks that you think would be a good fit for your company and be profitable. And once you select those risks, you're then going to decide how they're going to be priced. There are rates that are set in, but underwriters have some discretion about, increasing or lowering prices. And then finally, you want to retain those accounts. So every year at renewal, it's, a process of making sure, what has changed and what can I do to keep this account, or is it time to let it go? That's the process, and more importantly, relationships are huge. You work with independent agents almost every day, and keeping those relationships because they have so many different companies they work for, so why are they going to choose you? So having good relationships with your agent is key, which is something that I really like because I'm a relationship-driven person.
Yeah, and it's great to meet new people and really learn about all the different industries that are out there that we provide insurance for.
Absolutely.
Keeps things fresh every day.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And as far as being a commercial lines underwriting intern, what are some of your normal job duties that you would do as an intern?
Okay, so this internship was pretty project-based. So, it was just whatever projects came up that my boss could kind of think of. We started off doing competitor matrices, and we would compare West Bend and their coverages to other companies, which really help us understand underwriting and what underwriters do on a daily basis, what coverages they need to understand and learn, and what makes West Bend different than other companies. So that was really great. We did a project. One of my favorite was looking at accounts that have poor loss history, and we got to understand why they have bad loss history. Is this something that's going to continue or not? So we kind of got to make a decision, should we keep this account or not, and give those decisions to the underwriter for, them to make the final choice, but they got our opinion.
Great.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. And you're graduating in May.
Yes.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited.
And you'll be joining us full time.
Yes.
As well. So what will your new title be?
I will be an associate commercial lines underwriter.
Great. And so what are some of your job responsibilities how are they going to change a little bit from your internship?
Yeah, well, we're going to start off with a training program, so it's kind of like the new class of underwriters that they hire. We'll go through training, understanding the systems and, the different coverages and things like that. And then eventually we'll take off and be underwriting some small business accounts and grow from there.
And so how do you grow in your role as an underwriter? What are your career goals and what are the next steps and how does that work?
Well, for me, I just want to grow as an underwriter. As you grow and become better at what you do, your authority grows. You start, underwriting bigger and more complex accounts. So I want to get there one day. I like a challenge. Eventually, I would like to move into a manager role. I really like managing people and helping people succeed. So I think that's something I would really be interested in.
Great.
And from there, we'll see.
Yeah. Upwards, right?
Yeah.
Dan, thanks for joining us. Dan is one of our West Bend independent agents. He says, I can speak to the high caliber employees that West Bend provides. Underwriters and claim adjusters are critical to our agency retention and growth. Parents with college-age students looking for internship opportunities pass this along. Congratulations, Sarah. So thanks, Dan, for joining us. We really appreciate that.
Maybe I'll work with you one day.
Yeah, that's true. So what piece of advice would you give college students that are looking for internships?
My biggest piece of advice is, apply early. A lot of freshmen see the recommendations and they usually say junior or senior. Well, that's what mine said too, and they still gave it to me. So, don't be afraid to apply. Getting internships early is a great opportunity. I got to learn that I thought claims was for me and found out that it really wasn't. But hey, now I don't graduate and go into claims and find that out later on.
Right.
So now I know what I want to do because I got to try two different things. And yeah, it's a good opportunity to start early. So that'd be my biggest advice.
And I speak from experience on this, but I don't think that many kids who are going to graduate already have jobs lined up.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, it is tough. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy market.
It's stressful.
So if you can get your foot in the door with an internship and you do a great job,
yes. Yeah.
Companies are going to want to keep you on.
Yeah, it's the best way for you to understand the company and if you want to work there, and also for the company to understand you and if they want to hire you. So
it's kind of like test driving a car, right?
Yeah, you both get benefits out of it, and it's great, extremely valuable.
You really get to test out the culture,
yes,
and see,
which West Bend is famous for, I think.
Yes, I would agree. I would say that compared to many other jobs that I've had, the culture here is really amazing.
Yeah, I remember walking through on one of my first days, and I think like 5 people said, "Hi, good morning" to me that first day, and I'm like, am I supposed to know? You are? But no, everyone just says hi, and they're so friendly, and it makes you want to come to work, and it makes you want to meet new people and work with different departments. It's really awesome.
Yes, it's refreshing.
Yeah,
yes,
it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the most valuable thing you've learned while interning here, do you think?
I think the most valuable thing I learned is I got to understand which department fit for me by doing 2 different internships here. And I got to understand the company, so now when I graduate, I know where I want to be and what I want to do, which is extremely valuable because people graduate and, they can job hop like you hear millennials do because they don't know where they fit. So I feel like I'm ready and I know where I need to be, and that's extremely valuable to me.
And you know your way around the building.
I do. Oh my gosh,
which is
it's
huge.
A maze.
And is one of the toughest thing when you are new.
Oh, it's a maze. It's pretty big.
I always say follow the artwork, find your pieces of artwork.
Mm-hmm. And they have maps on the intranet, which helps. I actually used it to find this room today.
Yes.
So, hey, been here for almost 2 years and I still didn't know where it was.
That's right. Anything else you'd like to share?
I mean, West Bend's been a great company to work for, and I'm extremely excited to see what the future is going to be like here. So,
great.
Apply. It's a great place to be.
Excellent. Yes. Well, I think you did an awesome job today.
Thank you.
Despite. So why the turtleneck? Do you want to tell
I know,
people?
It's pretty warm out, but I get pretty red in my chest. So my mom told me, you got to wear the turtleneck. And I said, oh, fine. I mean, it's pretty warm out, but I'll wear the turtleneck.
Sarah, she just pulled it down a little bit. It's totally bright red, but she did great.
I know. I can't help it.
Job.
I'm not even that nervous.
No, you're not. You don't appear to be at all. So. Okay, so college interns, definitely take a look in October. We're full for internships. Sarah just posted the careers page, which you should check it out if we're constantly hiring because we're constantly growing. So there's a lot of full-time opportunities on our careers page. You can also check out our West Bend Daily Happenings blog that we update. That kind of gives you an idea of the things the special events and the different things that you can participate in as an associate here at West Bend. Gives you kind of an insider view. Of course, you can follow all our social media pages as well. William, thanks. William's been to our lunchroom, which he loves, our cafeteria.
That's my dad.
Oh, that's your dad.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think I tell everyone all the time, like, the food is so amazing. When you go from college and eating freezer food to here, and
you don't get
paying,
ramen noodles here.
The food is amazing and it's so cheap. Like, you can get a steak and 2 sides for like $4.
Occasionally, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's so
that is one of the
awesome.
perks. They subsidize our food costs, so that's really nice. And Chef Michael and his staff does a great job.
And they're
the
so
kitchen.
nice. Like, they know my name, and I'm like, I'm not even here all the time. The people here, they're great.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so check out the links. And also, if you would like to hear, we're going to be doing some Facebook Lives more frequently. So if there's any kind of insurance topics or things you'd like to know about us, any ideas you have for upcoming Facebook Lives that you'd like to talk about with us, put those in the comment, and we will definitely take a look at that. Otherwise, thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.